Good night, Shabbos. I just wanted to share a few things that came to me while I was learning the Parshas with Chumash Rashi this week. I'm going to start from the second pasuk. We'll read the first pasuk just to give some context. Some of the vayishlach are just technical shilas. One or two of them with a little more hergish. Parshas says, vayishlach Yaakov malachim lefanav el Esav achiv artz l'seir sedei Edom. Yaakov sent malachim to his brother Esav. And the second pasuk says, vayitzav Esav lemer koysoimer la'adoni le'Esav. Say to my master Esav, koyamar avdecha Yaakov. So says your servant Yaakov. Im Lavan garti ve'echer ad ata. I've dwelled with Lavan and I've waited until now, and I've delayed until now. So Rashi says on the lashon of garti, it's a lashon of a temporary resident. Okay, and it says lo nasesi sar v'chashav. I didn't become a leader or anybody chashav elager. I just stayed a temporary resident. And therefore, incha kedai listen to esi al birchas avicha shebirchani have a gvir lachacha. You shouldn't be jealous of me, hate me that I got birchas avicha have a gvir lachacha because I was just a ger. So I found it interesting because in the next pasuk it says vayihili shar v'chamar tzayin ve'eved v'shivcha. I accumulated all these assets. So why did he say before that he didn't become anybody? He was quite a gvir. So Punkt Rashi explains by vayihili shar v'chamar. He gives an excuse saying it's not from the berchas avicha, because it says Abba Amar Li Mitala Shamayim Mishmanei Haaretz. The bracha should be from the land and from the sky. Zu animals Eina Loimin Shamayim Loimin Haaretz. They're not from there. So it's a good point. It's saying the bracha that I have is not from the brachas. It's came from somewhere else. But still, why did he say first that Lo Nasesi Sar V'chashav? Actually, you could say that the Sar V'chashav is somebody with assets, with real estate, with things that stick around. Maybe he became wealthy, but he didn't build up an empire where he was. There's just, I don't know, maybe you could say it like that. The other thing I was wondering, it says, Incha kedai listenai al birchas avicha. You shouldn't be jealous of me on the brachas of your father. So what are you saying, your father? It's less my father than your father? I don't think maybe he's right. They're trying to flatter Esav. It's your brachas from your father. I don't know. Stam ha'ara. The other thing on the Vayili Shar v'Chamar that's interesting is Rashi says Derech Eretz Loimer al Shvarim Harbe Shar. The way of talking, you say on many oxen you say shar. You don't say shvarim, as if you wouldn't say oxen, you would say ox. He says as a mashal Adam Oimer Lechavere Belayla. This person says to his friend in the night, Kara Hatarnagoil. The rooster crowed. V'ina Eimer Karu Hatarnagoilim. You don't say that the many roosters crowed. I find it interesting because in the Gemara it says Pshat in Tfilas Ezra, and it pluralizes Tarnagolim with a mem. So I was thinking maybe you could say that over there we were talking about the Talmidei Chachamim. Talmidei Chachamim you pluralize with a mem. Then we were explaining what the Talmidei Chachamim should and shouldn't be. It's like going back on that, so we say Tarnagolim, even though typically you wouldn't. But it's going on something that is pluralized, so you continue in that vein. That's all I had to say on that pasuk. On pasuk Yud Aleph, a very beautiful pasuk says, "Katainti mikol chasadim and mikol emes, asher asisa es avdecha." I become small from all the chesed that you've done for me and all the emes, which is the shmiras havtachas. And the Rashi explains, what does it mean I become small? It says, Nismaituz huyoisai al yidei hachasadim va'emes she'asisa imi. He says, I may have lessened my schusim, my merits, due to all the things you've done for me. I ran out. L'kach ani yari, therefore I'm afraid. And then he says another thing, which is interesting. He says, Shema Mishitachtani, since when you promised me that you'll be with me and you'll take care of me, Nislachlachti b'chet. I became dirty with chet, with averes, the yigrim lili moser biad Esav. And it will cause me for something to happen with Esav. I'll be given in his hands. And he brings the Gemara Brachas Daf Daled. So I find it interesting because I looked up the Gemara on Brachas on Daf Daled, and that pasuk that Gemara is actually going on Vayira Yaakov Ma'od Vayetzer Loi. Yaakov was very afraid and he was distressed. And on that pasuk, the Gemara says he was afraid and distressed. The Shema Yigrim Liachet. My Chatoim will cause me to not have your protection. So why is Rashi putting on the pasuk of Katainti? Firstly, the Gemara puts it on a different pasuk. Secondly, Katainti is talking strictly about the loss of schusim because of all the chesed, nothing to do with chet. So why does Rashi bring it over here? Stam. Another thing I wanted to point out is on pasuk Lamed, Parak Lamed Beis, pasuk Lamed. When Yaakov was fighting with Esav, and he won, when he was done, Yaakov asked, not Esav, sorry, Shal Esav, Yaakov asked, Vayishal Yaakov Vayomer Hagida na Shemecha. Please tell me your name. Vayomer, no, Lama Zatil Shal Shmi. Why would you ask my name? Vayivorach Vaysei Sham. So what do you mean, why would you ask my name? I asked, give me an answer. So Rashi says, Lama Zatil Shal Shmi, Ein Lanu Shem Kavua. We have no set name. Mishtanin shmeiseinu hakol lefi mitzvos avodas hashlichus shanu mishtalchem. Our names change according to the shlichus, the mission that we're on. Ad kan dever Rashi. That's all he says. So I was wondering. I've heard people ask the Shiloh, what's pshat? Why would your name change according to the mission you're on? The delivery person, his name doesn't change based on where he's delivering and what he's delivering. He's always goes after his name. So I heard once that pshat is malachim, all they are is just an expression of Ratzon Hashem. They have no chaymer, they have no gashmis, they have no self. They're just an expression. Unlike people have a self, or to whatever extent, and they also, with that self, they have to carry out Ratzon Hashem. They have bechira and they choose to carry out Ratzon Hashem. Malachim are strictly Ratzon Hashem, strictly just an expression of Hashem. So therefore, when their shlichus is this, when their mission is that, when the Ratzon Hashem is for them to do this, then that becomes their whole metzias, and therefore they take on a name regarding that shlichus, because other than that, they're nothing. They don't have a body that with ritzainus that they carry around, except when they're on a mission, when they're on a shlichus. So therefore he says, don't ask my name. Why do you ask my name? Every day, every second, I'm on a different shlichus. I'm on a different mission, and therefore I have a different name every day. It won't serve you very well to know my name of today. The second to final thing I wanted to say is on Perek Lamed Gimel Pasuk Hey. It's a pasuk which I found very beautiful. Pasuk says when the two camps finally met after all the traveling, and Esav Vayisa es Einov, he lifted his eyes, Vayar es Hanashim es Hayeladim, he saw the women and children, Vayomer mi elalach. Who are all these people to you? He says, Vayomer Hayeladim asher chonan eleikim es abdecha. He says, these are the children that Hashem blessed me with. And I was very struck by these words, mi elalach. You could say you have to say a pshat because what's the shayla mi elalach? They're his children. But I think just in the words, there's a tremendous emotion of wonder and chalishas hadas. That Esav was looking back on his whole life that he's had since he last met Yaakov. He was running around, not accomplishing anything long term, just having fun, for lack of a better term. And he meets Yaakov, and Yaakov has a whole following, has a whole crowd with him. And he's like, what have you done? Who are all these people? You've gone ahead and built a nation. And he was just, I feel like at that point he was just dumbstruck and like, wow, that's it. I don't know who are all of these people. And there's a pasuk a few pasukim later, which I don't know if you could connect the two, but something that I thought maybe you could. It says when Yaakov wanted to give him all these matanos, these gifts, it says Vayemer Esav said to him, Yeshli Rav Achi, I have plenty. You keep what's yours. So I don't know, maybe he was just being nice and being polite. First you refuse a gift and then you take it. But I feel that it's just a continuation of his being in wonder of all this and his chalichus hadas and his feeling of disconnect. He said, you have all this beautiful things. I'm nothing compared to that. And all this which you have, anything connected to it, I have no shaykhs to. You've been busy with ruchnistic things, with building beautiful things, and I've been busy with nothing. Whatever you have, keep to yourself. I can't even connect with that. Again, I don't know if you could say this on that pasuk, but that's the hargish I had. The other thing that I found just interesting in pasuk Ches, Esav again says, "Vayomer milcha kol hamachna hazeh asher pagashti." Who are all these? Who's this encampment that I met? So Rashi says, "Milcha kol hamachna." It says, "Mi kol hamachna asher pagashti shu shalach." How are they yours? What connection do they have to you? He says, Pshutei shel mikra al moilichei mincha. He's talking about the herdsman that he met that was shepherding the matana of animals. Medrasha, the medrash on this is Kitei shel malachim paga. He met crowds of malachim. Shayu deichvin Eisai. The malachim were pushing Esau's people. Whose are you? From who do you belong to? Those people said we're Esau's people. Keep hitting them. And the Esau's people said, let us go. What do you want from us? He's the son of Yitzchak, who we represent. They didn't listen to that. Didn't stir them at all. Kept hitting them. He said, Ben Benoy Shel Avram, he's the grandson of Avram. Have Rachmanis at least because of that. They didn't listen to that either. Then they pulled out one last excuse. He said, Achiv Shel Yaakov, he's the brother of Yaakov Esav, who we're representing. And oddly enough, at that point, Malachim said, Im Kain, if you're Yaakov's brother, then you're from Unzer. Then we have shaykhs. We'll stop hitting you. You can go in peace. No kasha, no tar. It's just what on earth? They clearly came to kill Yaakov. They were not on good terms. They were not being very friendly. What's this mishalanu atem? Because you're brothers. I mean, you know what's going on here. It's not a very brotherly situation. So, I don't know, I was wondering if anyone says a pshat in that. That's all. Have a good Shabbos, everybody.